How y'all doing at the Cats? This is Jordan Lockhart, the game with WNN Wildcat News Network, and I'm here with your varsity football coach, Mr. Coach Clark, once again. So, Coach Clark, you were with us last week. You remember I asked you a question about what do you tell your teammate? I mean, what do you tell your players while they're down deep? And actually, the teacher I have has actually been through that experience where he sat and watched you actually, y'all coaches encourage y'all teammates. So I just wondered, would you like to comment on anything about that?
Well, I mean, it's not easy going through some of the losses that you're going through in the last game, against Kaufman, when you have turnovers, that really outside of the turnovers we played an improved ball game. And the sad thing about that type of game is that you don't really know, you're not able to fully gauge how much progress you've made over the course of a week because turnovers affected the outcome of that game in a big way. And so, that game just got away from us. And like I said, it's not easy on a player. It's not easy on a coach. It's not easy on a team to go through what we're going through as a team. And, for that environment to get broken down to a point where it's about criticism and blame and, all that's going to do is heap more negative on top of something that's already tough. So we're going to continue to encourage. And there's good days ahead for Palestine. How far into the future, we'll see. But we're going to stay after it.
Yes, sir. Turnovers. How many turnovers y'all had?
I think it was 8. I think it was 8 on the game, and some of those weren't necessarily forced.
Yes, sir.
Some of them were forced turnovers. Some of them we created by having errant snaps.
Yes, sir.
On the punt team, errant snap on offense, and so we added to it by creating turnovers that weren't necessarily ones that they created through contact and things like that. And we had some that we felt like, maybe a little too loose with the ball, some ball security issues, but to their credit, they played well and they were obviously looking to create those turnovers.
So you think that was a nerve thing that we caused them, that had so many turnovers, or you think it's...
it's possible. I think that that overall I would say that those turnovers were more of a lack of focus. I feel like we could have been more focused in our preparation. That the deep snapper we have, Preston, he's phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he hasn't had a bad snap all season.
Yes, sir.
And you watch him in practice, he's extremely consistent. And so when you see a consistent person like that have some errant snaps, it tells you that if something isn't right between the ears. Lack of focus is probably what caused those things. We did have some new players. Claude was playing quarterback to start for the first time, and so he had a couple turnovers and getting used to varsity action and varsity contact. So, there's probably a number of reasons that you can continue to talk about why those things happened, but they did, and they greatly affected the outcome of the game.
Okay. So I noticed the new entrance that y'all have. Am I wrong for thinking that is building better relationship with the fans? Now y'all come down through the fans?
Yeah, that's an old West Texas tradition. I think the first time that ever happened was the first time I ever know of it happening was in Sweetwater back in the 1980s, and so a lot of teams and people from West Texas kind of adopted that mentality, but it does bring a more intimate fan-player relationship in. I think it excites the players, and we kind of have been planning that alternate entrance into the stadium, and we'll continue to do that from time to time. We don't want to make it an all-the-time thing because when we do it, we want it to be on special occasions.
Yeah.
So it won't be the last time that people see it, but they don't need to expect that to happen all the time.
Yeah. Okay, Coach, this is a bye week, right?
Yep.
So as a team, what are y'all preparing for right now?
Well, for us, I think as a coaching staff, every coaching staff in Texas is going to evaluate where they're at as a team, and then how they're going to approach the bye week depends on where they feel like they're at as a team. For example, let's say that we weren't in the situation we're in, and we were executing at a high level. This might be a time to back off the contact, maybe put a few wrinkles in for district that you haven't ran in the past, and those type of things. But for us, we have to continue to grind on the fundamentals of blocking and tackling, and because those are the things that are getting us beat. It's just simple things: block, tackle, ball security, executing your assignment. And until we see growth in those areas, that will get us some better play and better progress on the field, the scoreboard needs to start tilting, to a little more even balance before we can really back off of those things. And so that's what we're doing all week, is we're focusing on the fundamentals of the game. We're blocking and tackling every day, working on ball security real heavy, and just trying to improve on those things because we're starting the meat of the season, and we're trying to get a minimum of 2 wins. Obviously, you want to win every game you play, but the state of Texas, the UIL says you got to win 2 in a 5-team district, 6-team district, 5 ball games. And you got to win 2 games to make the postseason. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to take care of these things and button up those things that are causing problems where we can go out and have a chance to get those 2.
Okay, thank you. What are your goals of the season, Coach Clark? What's your goal for this season?
Well, I kind of jumped the gun on you then on that. We want to make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs.
We don't want to just be participating in a 10-game season. There's nothing. I'm not saying that, that we don't want to play our 10 games, obviously. But what we want to do is earn the right to play more than 10.
Yeah.
And that's what every team wants. That's why we're out here doing what we're doing, is to compete for the opportunity to represent Palestine in the playoffs, and that's our goal. To reach our goal, we have to win 2 of the next 5. If we win more than that, then that makes our road through the playoffs a little bit easier early on. For example, if you come in as the 4th place team, you're going to play someone else's champion. You're going to play a higher seeded team out of a district next to us in the playoffs. So if you're the district champion, then you're going to play the lower seeded team out of another district. So how you finish in the district standings affects the quality of your opponent early on in the playoffs. And so we want to finish as high as we can, but we are 1-4, and we have lost 3 games by lopsided margins, which means we need to focus on fundamentals, and we don't need to put the cart before the horse. We have to take steps in the right direction and slowly but surely end up where we want to be, which is a team that's capable of winning 2 or more district ball games, qualifying us for the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time, Coach Clark.
Absolutely.
This is Jordan Lockhart and Coach Clark with WNN, and we are signing out.